Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, and yeah. About to turn in the last quest of Heavensward when we begin Stormblood. He may have mentioned, but Alphino has apprised me of all that came to pass in Gridania. Your only task now is to rest with the calm before the storm. Lise has chosen her path, and as her friends, we must do what we can to support that choice. We are fated to join the conflict in any case. Once the Alliance has taken the wall and opened the way to Abania, we will have little choice but to fight. Which is not to say the cause is unworthy. After all, ignoring the plight of those whom one might conceivably save is not wisdom but indolence, correct? I for one look forward to joining hands with the Ala Mhigans and strike a blow against the tyranny of the Empire. As I rather suspect, do you. Quick march. The Imperials will soon come to their senses, and we must be ready to face their retribution. It's almost time, Father. Aye, almost. Stand firm, Pippin. I learned to brace myself against the charge of a bull of Ala Mhigo. No foe will dislodge me. Very well, Albert. I will take our homeland back. For the both of us. My lord, our scouts have confirmed the preliminary reports. Baelsar's wall has fallen to the Eorzean Alliance. The hunt for Omega and the unknown icon continues, though both yet elude us. My lord, their battle caused considerable damage across the region. Should we perchance divert some of our forces from the search to undertake necessary reconstruction work? Forgive me, my lord, I did not intend... Your will be done. Unknown. My spies tell me the Dormants call it Shinryu, and that it proved a match for Omega. Yes, the coming days promise to be most interesting. Most interesting. At the far edge of fate, the road begins anew. The heroes look to eastern sky and behold their crimson hue. A dawn of liberation. A gathering storm of blood. Five minutes of fate. Fate Walker title. And with that, we are in Stormblood.
The question is, how will the Empire respond to the disappearance of Omega and the Primal? Oh, I didn't see you there. Forgive me. Word from Baelsar's wall is proving long in the coming, and my mind cannot help but stray to grim places.
Alphino, a message from the Alliance.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
Yes, sir.
General Uldin reports that his forces have secured the breach in Baelsar's wall.
That is good.
And what of the Primal and Omega?
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
As expected.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's wall is open to interpretation.
The wall serves to demarcate Imperial territory, Ala Mhigo included, from the rest of Eorzea. To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
Indeed. And the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
You're saying they won't fight for Ala Mhigo? Even after everything that's happened?
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lys. The Alliance is in complete agreement that the Empire must be purged from Eorzea. However, they will not set foot in Gyr Abania until they have formally secured the consent and cooperation of the Ala Mhigan opposition.
In a way that makes a lot of sense.
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Precisely. The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, Lys's, given her personal connection to the Resistance. Who better than you to broker an agreement between the Alliance and the people of Ala Mhigo? Assuming you are willing, of course.
Of course I am. You know I'd like nothing more.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission, I had a mind to volunteer myself.
Well, that covers the talking part. But you just know there'll be trouble along the way. Are you available?
Of course. As if you had to ask.
Thanks. It means a lot knowing you'll be there.
I too shall accompany you. Such endeavors are seldom hampered by a surfeit of healers.
Good point. Allow me to offer my services as well. I have spent quite enough time here of late, so I'll be coming. But we will need someone to keep an eye on things. I trust you have no objections?
None, my lady. Gladly shall I continue to serve as caretaker of the Waking Sands, and there keep watch for signs of primal and Ascian activity both.
As capable as my learned friend undoubtedly is, there are some troubles that may prove too much for a single scion, on account of which I mean to stay.
It is settled then. Let us each see to our preparations.
Okay, off to Abania. And the new quest accepted sound. Well, we already have heard it. For more Red Mage.
Ready, my friend?
Ready.
Well then. Tataru, I leave the rising stones in your capable hands.
Don't worry, Alphino. I'll see that the place is still standing when you come back.
Okay. But don't sell it either, yeah, Tataru?
Mistress Y'shtola has unfolded all. You are bound for Abania?
We are.
Aye. The Alliance would have us make contact with the Ala Mhigan resistance as soon as possible.
It begins then. As soon it shall in Doma, if the gods are good. 'Tis but a pity it must be now. I am sorry that we shall not be present to fight beside you in the battles to come.
You have stood with us countless times, Lady Yugiri. Pray do not apologize.
Then let us thank you instead. You and yours stood with us from the first, when we came to this land as refugees in search of sanctuary. Loath am I to think what might have become of my people, had you not extended to us the hand of friendship. We will never forget. This I solemnly swear.
Much has changed since first you set foot on these shores. Revenant's toll stands as a testament to that. I'm sure your people will manage in your absence.
Indeed. They have built a new home for themselves and no longer need me to shepherd them. The time has come for Kozetsu and I to return to our master, to our home.
I know how you feel. It's time I went home too.
Though our battlefields be 1,000 mounds apart, our purpose is one. Let all men hearken to the clarion call of freedom, of liberation, from Eorzea to the far east, that they may rise up and cast down the curse of Garlemald.
Take care, you hear me? When all of this is over, we're going to celebrate, together. Just you wait.
I should like that very much. Fare you well.
Goodbye, you two. And good luck on your endeavors. A 1,000 moms apart, yet united in purpose. I just pray both our endeavors meet with success. Shall we then? Wait, not just yet. I knew I'd forgotten something important. Lise, could you come with me? Me? What? Now? Alright then, if you insist. Oh. What do you think? As you can see, I designed it to be light and loose, an outfit tailor-made to the needs of a skilled fighter like Lise. Your work never ceases to impress. Much more of this, and I may have to stop introducing you as a science receptionist and start referring to you as our preeminent seamstress. It's lovely, Tataru, thank you. I feel like I should take on a legion. I'm glad you like it. And with that, I delay you no longer. Safe travels. Then onward to Abania. Our first stop will be at Amarisa's Spire in the East Shroud. Okay, here we are at the Spire. Papalino had to know it was only temporary. If Grandfather couldn't contain Bahamut with the power of 1,000 prayers, then what chance does his disciples stand, armed only with a broken staff? Though it may not be apparent to the naked eye, the ether here is in turmoil. Not since the calamity has this land been subjected to forces of a magnitude unleashed by Shinryu and Omega. All are present and accounted for. When you're ready, my friend, pray inform the officer that we wish to proceed to Abania. The signs of the Seventh Dawn. We were told to expect you. Shall I summon someone to escort you to the wall? With that, we enter a new location.
I remember crossing the border, standing in Abania once more. Me and my fellow Scions, the warrior of light among us. Behind us, Baelsar's wall cutting the land in two. Freedom on one side, tyranny on the other. Tyranny and the promise of a new beginning. But one that could only be bought with flames and blood.
Greetings, Scions. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, I welcome you to Castrum Oriens. Thank you, General. We are relieved to hear that your forces secured the wall without incident. Have the Imperials made any attempt to retake the Castrum since then? None. Save for a few skirmishes between our scouts and their patrols, we've had barely any contact with them. But we all know it's only a matter of time before things escalate. As if attacking Baelsar's wall weren't enough, Ilbert summoned a primal right on their doorstep, and Garlemald does not like to let such shows of defiance go unanswered. It was a declaration of war, even if it was not Ilbert's to make, and now we are bound by it, for weal or for woe. The Scions stand ready to serve, General. What would you ask of us? As stated in my message, the Alliance will not proceed without the support and cooperation of the Ala Mhigan people. We would have you serve as our emissaries and make contact with the Resistance. Consider it done, General. We won't let you down, I swear. Then I leave it to you. Godspeed. Ha! Of all the castra in the world, you walk into mine. Master Garland, what brings you here? A certain missing elegant weapon and draconic primal, Omega and Shinryu, I think the shinobi called it. Anyway, we've been studying that trail of destruction, hoping it might lead us somewhere, which has singularly failed to do. Then 'tis like Omega fell too off in occupied territory, meaning it may already be in Imperial hands. Even so, it bears repeating that we engaged the stasis systems. Assuming the command was received and executed successfully, the weapon will be of no use to them. Assuming. We should hurry up and find it regardless. All the more reason to reach out to the Resistance. If you want to press on into Abania, we need their blessing. Everyone's counting on us. Let's not waste any more time talking. Okay, Elise, you know what? As you probably heard, there are plenty of factions in the Resistance, so I'm taking us to see the one with the most influence. The headquarters are located in a place called Ralga's Reach, an old temple to the east of here, across the Velodina River. I learned a route that should allow us to avoid Imperial patrols. Stick with me and we'll be there before you know it. By the way, I'm here as a red mage because that fits Ala Mhigo. Okay. 3 monsters. Different than the ones we knew before. Ocho variants. Still with me? Good. From here we head northeast toward the river. The water's not too deep, so we won't have to swim. Fine. You want to fight? Let's fight. Schlock. I guess we have to go through there, yeah? Don't see any soldiers. Good, let's cross. You're wondering about the tower to the south? It's part of Castrum Velodina. That's what the Imperials decided to call the old bridge after they fortified it. I call it the Great Big Eyesore. Honestly, you can see that rotten banner from absolutely miles away. They never miss a chance to rub our noses in it, do they? Come on, we should keep moving. Spiders! Die! Whoop. Misclicked. And it's here in this old temple, or no? What is this? What are you? Paralyzed. Save for an area that is completely empty. This looks pretty cool. Maybe there will be something here later on. Quite a bit of weight. Here. I do not see a path. At least it's reassuring. We didn't run afoul of even a single patrol. What a pleasant surprise. But there were no surprises. We're here. On the other side of this pass is Walga's Reach. So you say, but all I see are rocks. I presume there's some sort of trick to this. Indeed, a glamour. Good eye, Ishtola. I take it they have a talented mage in their ranks, or mayhaps an artificer trained in the modification of glamour prisms? Something like that. The important thing is that it fools the Guardians. Oh, before we go in, I don't know if Sataru told you, but my friend Nago, the messenger who came to the Rising Stones, is a member of this faction. So they know us and they shouldn't attack us on sight. That said, they can be a bit jumpy, so let me lead the way and don't go reaching for your weapons or anything. And with a sprinkle of demasking dust, all is laid bare. Okay, yeah, let's go. Where is Walga's Reach?
I remember the old stories. How the Breaker of Worlds came down from on high and cleft the earth with a single blow. Ralga's Reach, a holy place, and a fitting home for the Resistance, for the brave and the true, the loyal sons and daughters of Ala Mhigo. They were waiting for us there, men and women whose souls still cried out for what was lost, for what could be ours again.
You'll forgive us our precautions, but we couldn't be sure who had crossed the barrier. We see you now for who you are, though. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Now, I know you would not have come all this way unless you had something important to discuss, and I'm eager to hear what it is you have to say. But let us not do this on our doorstep, eh? Come with me. Okay. Let's craft us or something. Not this time. Who are you? Snake ladies? We have no love for the Imperials. Full glad are we to pledge our blades to the Resistance. Mausoleum. There was a dungeon. Ours is a cause that knows no boundaries. Ala Mhigan, Ananta, all are welcome to fight for freedom.
Allow me to welcome you once more to Ralga's Reach, our humble headquarters.
Thank you.
My name is Conrad Kemp, and I have the dubious honor of overseeing operations here.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Master Kemp. I am Alphino Leveilleur of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, as are my comrades. Before I speak of our purpose here, pray allow me to thank you for sheltering Ida, forgive me, Lys, and Papalymo at great risk to yourselves.
No, there's no need for that. They risked their necks for us enough times. 'Twas the least we could do.
I wanted to, I mean, about the mask and...
Ah, don't fret over that. You're not the first person to take up arms against the Empire under a false name. We'd do the same if we had any sense. My condolences for your loss, child.
Papalymo laid down his life to save us, to give us a chance to make a better future for ourselves. There will never be a better time to drive the Garleans from our lands. But we have to take the lead on this. We can't leave it to fanatics like Ilberd.
More than a few of our people were taken in by his promises. Followed him all the way to the wall. Good men and women who never came back. When Mhigo told us what had happened, how the bastard had made sacrifices of them for his twisted ritual, by Rolger it filled me with an unholy fury. But what's done is done. Best we can do now is see that it wasn't all in vain.
And that's why we need to push on.
That is why we are here today, sir, to see that some good comes of this tragedy. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, we do hereby extend a formal offer of military assistance to the Ala Mhigan resistance.
Do you now? Well, go on then. I'm sure there's more to it than that. So that's the way of it, eh? The Alliance, hoping to avoid a direct confrontation with the superior forces of the Empire, wishes to engage them by proxy with our vastly inferior ones. My comrades and I must confer on your proposal. A moment, if you please.
Of course, Master Kemp. Take all the time you require.
Okay. I think we end the episode here, and we continue next time and see how this all unfolds. Until then, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.